Court testimony Thursday revealing an off-duty Wayne County Corrections officer was texting with the man allegedly responsible for his murder in the hours and minutes leading up to his death. This, according to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. On September 20th, 2021, 23-year-old Devontae Jones was shot in a parking lot of an apartment complex on East Forest Avenue in Detroit, just hours after getting off work. 10 months later, a homicide detective reading text messages in court that prosecutors say were exchanged between the suspects and the victim.
This message reads, "We had to leave to get guns, and guns was out there."
This text in response.
"Man, talk is cheap. If you want to do some right now, pull up to my house. I got an AR and a mag for you right now."
4 men, Kevin White, Malik Williams, Gregory Freeman, and Christian White, all arrested within 48 hours of the deadly shooting.
So here you have 5 Sunmen, including the correctional officer, all either going to prison for first-degree murder or sitting up in the morgue. And what it was over was probably just bravado and machismo and standing on business, standing your ground. Image. And you can't fix this, man. You cannot fix this, man. There's no way you can fix this, man. All you can do is remove these guys from society before they hurt someone else. Most likely a Sun person, like they did here. Now, would the other Sun man have done that to them too? Of course. Of course he would. Of course he would have done that to them. That's what he's saying in the text messages. So we know he would have done that to him. He's a 23-year-old Sun man. Who cares that he works at the prison at the jail as a correction officer? That means nothing. That means absolutely nothing. He could be an international superstar with 10 songs on the radio, on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. He could still be out here doing drive-bys and involved in all types of street stuff. He could be a cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys. We already did that video. And he could be always, he could be involved in all types of street stuff. It doesn't matter. This is part of the culture. This is how it is. This is how they relate to each other. And you say, well, dang, man, if that's the truth, right? Say the Ak Nation is telling the truth. These guys are going to jail for killing someone who would have probably tried to kill them. It may have succeeded. Yeah. And there you have an unfixable problem. So what do we say as a society? Do we say, well, they're going to kill each other, just let them do their thing? Let these guys, why punish these guys for trying to kill someone they were in mutual combat with? Even though shots weren't fired for both sides, that guy didn't come over there. He didn't pull up over there to talk. He just got caught slipping, and he got ambushed before he could do whatever he was going to do to these guys. So It's a shame that these brothers got to go spend 10, 15, 20 years in prison over this when just two people from the same group relating in the most common way they relate, when they have a discrepancy, when they have a argument, when they have a dispute. That's just how this group relates to each other. Well, here's the problem with that. Then these guys, you let these guys go. Well, no harm, no foul. He was going to kill them, they killed him, blah, blah, blah. Then these guys go shoot up somebody's house that they have beef with. Another person they have beef with. Kill some kid somewhere. Kill some old lady somewhere, sitting in the window. These guys need a car one day. They go carjack some innocent working class person and kill them during the carjacking. These guys want to, they find out somebody got some jewelry and they want some jewelry and they go do a smash and grab, and in the midst they kill the store owner, the jeweler. You can't allow these guys to stay on the streets, even though in this case, it was just, son men relating to son. That's how they do. I mean, the minorest of arguments are handled with guns. That's just what they do. Any dispute is handled with guns. Gunplay. Broad daylight. This is an unfixable problem, man.
10 months later, a homicide detective reading text messages in court that prosecutors say were exchanged between the suspects and the victim.
This message reads, "We had to leave to get guns, and guns was out there."
This text in response.
Man, talk is cheap. If you want to do some right now, pull up to my house. I got an AR and a mag for you right now.
4 men, Kevin White, Malik Williams, Gregory Freeman, and Christian White, all arrested within 48 hours of the deadly shooting, all charged with first-degree murder. Text messages extracted from the victim's phone continued through the night of September 19th and into the early morning hours of September 20th.
Message reads, "Pull up, show me something, show us you and route something."
Then this text coming from the victim's phone at 3:48 a.m.
Message reads, "I'm on my way, literally. You gotta show me what."
2 minutes later,
that's all I needed to hear.
At 3:58 a.m., 30 minutes before Devontae Jones was shot and killed, according to expert witness testimony, one of the suspects sends him a text that reads, "I'm trying to save you for real." Jones's response,
"You ain't saving. Stop flapping your gums, because I'm not a hoe."
So the testimony today really revealing a lot of new information, but we still don't know a motive. Authorities not revealing that at this point. The suspects are due back in court in September. Camille Amiri, Fox 2 News.
Details tonight surrounding the death of a Wayne County Sheriff's deputy who was killed while off duty last year.
The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office presenting evidence showing 23-year-old Devontae Jones was texting the men charged with his murder minutes before he was killed.
7 Action News reporter Kiara Hay spoke to Jones's mother, who says this should be a lesson to all to learn who your real friends are.
A half an hour before his death, new evidence shows that Devontae Jones was texting the men who would a month later be charged with his murder. His mother says they were childhood friends who were going down different paths, and it was jealousy that killed her son.
And I'm sure that jealousy had something to do with it. As she said, they were going down different paths.
And this is how I'm left to remember my baby.
Every day, 5 times a day, Sherry says she sits in her son's room, decorated with his accomplishments and his favorite belongings, because when she walks in,
I feel like I'm with him.
Devontae Jones was killed in September of last year. Gunned down hours after his shift ended as a Wayne County Sheriff's deputy. 4 men were charged in connection to his murder. Sherry says at least 2 were her son's childhood friends.
They went to Plymouth together. They grew up in the neighborhood together.
Sherry tells me her family had tried to warn her son about remaining friends with people going down different paths.
We used to always tell him, you are different. Your life is different. People who you think your friends is not your friend.
Salute the mom for telling them that, because you, listen, man. That's all she could do. Trust me, as a son, that's all she can't make him do anything but give him guidance. And she obviously raised him to some degree where he was a sheriff's deputy and a correction officer. Salute, man, for that. But here's the thing. Those text messages, the way he was talking on those text messages, it seems like he thought he could compete. And we talk about that a lot, especially on the live streams. 9:30 p.m. every Tuesday and Friday on Ock Nation TV. And sometimes on Rumble, so make sure you check the community tab to find out what the next show is. You can't compete with these Sunman street guys, man. You can't compete with these Sunman gangbangers. You can't compete with these Sunman transients. You can't compete with these Sunman wayward jailbirds. You can't compete with them. You can't compete with these real sun words. They'll take it there in a way that, yeah, you're a sheriff's deputy. Yeah, you're a sheriff's deputy. Yeah. You have a license to carry. Yeah. You go to the gun range. Yeah. Will you pull up firing out the window? Or will you pull up to park and hop out and try to talk or try to... No. You're not going to do a drive-by. You're not going to sneak up on these guys and ambush them and gun them down in the streets. You just want to let them know you're not a hoe. And that's why they have the advantage on you. Because they'll see your car and spray it with bullets in broad daylight.
Gunned down hours after his shift ended as a Wayne County Sheriff's deputy. 4 men were charged in connection to his murder. Sherry says at least 2 were her son's childhood friends.
They went to Plymouth together. They grew up in the neighborhood together.
Sherry tells me her family had tried to warn her son about remaining friends with people going down different paths.
We used to always tell him, you are different. Your life is different. People who you think your friends is not your friend.
Yesterday, the 4 men were in court, and a group text message between them and Jones was read out loud by a homicide detective detailing an escalating argument and plans to meet up and fight. Jones was killed around 4:15 a.m. on September 20th. Less than an hour before, one of the suspects texted Jones saying,
I'm trying to save you, FR. I don't want you to get hurt more than expected.
I don't want you to get hurt more than expected. So there was a guy there that was trying to help him, trying to save him. He did have a friend. Mom says they were his friends. He did have a friend. He did have a friend there that was trying to save him. Don't come here, man. You think it's going to be a fight? It's not going to be a fight. It's not going to be no fight. These guys are going to shoot you down in broad daylight, get caught, and go do 40 years. You can't compete with that.
Less than an hour before, one of the suspects texted Jones saying,
I'm trying to save you, FR. I don't want you to get hurt more than expected.
and Jones texted a minute later saying,
You ain't saving. Stop flapping your gums, because I'm not a hoe.
At 4:13, 2 minutes before Jones was believed to be killed, one of the suspects allegedly texted,
Yeah, me and Nisha cleared that up.
Sherry says she wants her son's death to be a reminder to everyone to be cautious who you trust.
Your children got to be careful who they think is their friends.
That was Kiara Hay reporting.